Now, we are starting this morning by heading back to almost 30 years. The so-called Second Summer of Love was in 1988, when acid house and mass raves kept thousands out all night dancing and made the front pages of the tabloids. Well, nearly 3 decades on, and I find it hard to believe, but it is nearly 3 decades on, those ravers have children, and grandchildren even, but they still want to throw shapes on the dance floor to electronic beats, which is why a new family rave venture started by a Bristolian has been welcomed with open arms across the country. There's grown-up music and pro-dance DJs, but the events take place during the afternoon, and there's plenty to keep the under-10s happy too. Under the banner Big Fish, Little Fish, the first Bristol event took place at the Trinity Centre on Sunday. Well, Kate Salisbury went to find out what the different generations thought of it all.
It's pretty amusing watching your toddler jump around to God is a DJ on the dance floor, just ripping it up, and you're like, hang on, where did those last 15 years go?
The chance to dust off your old dancing shoes.
Yeah, well, that's the reason we signed up, because I thought we could relive our youth, but with the kids.
We both used to come here before we had kids, and we were just reminiscing about the time when we did last come here, probably about 5-10 years ago, and there's much less booze.
Much more fun today, actually, I think.
And they were also playing quite good tunes downstairs, which I was quite pleased with.
I think it's absolutely wonderful. Children are really loving it, and it's quite nice to be out having a little dance and a boogie and still yet having the children with you as well. It's wonderful.
That's absolutely brilliant.
I'm Little Mai, and I'm DJing for Big Fish, Little Fish today.
As a DJ who's obviously DJed to various crowds, what's different about DJing for a crowd that involves parents and their small children?
It's a lot more fun because they're just up for a good time. They just want to let their hair down, come out. There's no inhibitions. Everyone's just out for a good time.
What you're not playing are kids' tunes, if you like.
No.
Is that important?
Absolutely. What we really, really want to get away from with Big Fish, Little Fish is the idea that we're like a kiddie disco. And the crowd that we attract to our events either get that or they don't. We're as much for the parents as we are for the kids. So we want to have just that proper club vibe, proper club atmosphere. Let the parents kind of chill out for a few hours and let the kids just run riot and have a really good time as well.
First one in Bristol. Yes. How did you feel the atmosphere was on the dance floor?
Oh my God, we're just absolutely overwhelmed with the Bristol response.
I'm Neil Briggs, and I run the southwest operations for Big Fish, Little Fish.
What appealed to you about the concept?
The thing I love about it is it truly is for the whole family. As ex-ravers, once you have kids, that side tends to slow down on the whole a little bit. So we just love the idea that we can offer to other people the chance to get out and have a great time, like the nights that they probably went out on before they had children.
What's been the response in Bristol?
The response in Bristol has been literally amazing. Maybe the people of Bristol have been crying out for an event like this.
And how do you feel it's gone?
I think it's gone really, really well. We've seen lots and lots of happy, smiley faces, loads of people getting involved in every aspect of the party. It's been really, really great.
What did the children like best about it?
When I got the glow sticks and when I made the octopus. I like doing the disco bit and making a jellyfish and having a tattoo. When I caught the balloon, I liked the show because it was really funny. It was so crazy and funny and fun. They were really, really, really noisy.
What a brilliant idea. The Big Fish, Little Fish family raves are the brainchild of Hannah Saunders. I've seen some of the pictures and it just looks great. Our reporter Kate Salisbury there and finding out about it and having a dance as well. Well, everyone's sounding like having a good time. The Big Fish, Little Fish family raves are the brainchild of Hannah Saunders, a former senior civil servant who grew up in the St George area of Bristol. She's on the line. Hannah, lots of memories of dancing in Bristol then. Is that what sort of inspired it?
Yes, well, it's a lifetime of dancing. By the way, good morning, Ali.
Morning to you.
I started dancing back when I was 13. I used to actually when I was 13, back in Bristol. I used to go to a place which is now apartments. It's the
Granary.
The Granary, yeah. And I used to go to the, because they were famous for metal nights, but I used to go on the other nights, and it was just like a sort of like proto-indie club. So me and my friends used to be dancing to things like the Sex Pistols and Siouxsie and the Banshees and things like that. A lot of Bowie as well. And it was sort of great times. And then I sort of graduated on to places like the Dugout and the Moon Club and the Tropic, and things like that. In the mid-80s, I was a bit of a goth, and so I used to go to on Thursday nights. There was a big club called the Studio by the ice rink. I don't know what it's called anymore. And there was a separate room there, and they used to do a big laser show, which is quite famous. But they had a room there on a Thursday night where all the goths used to hang out, called the Whip. So I was like,
so you've got a strong background, absolutely. But how on earth did you get from that to thinking of this idea?
Well, I had quite a long career doing sort of very sensible things in the civil service.
Well, this is what's so great. I mean, you're at the Home Office, for goodness sake.
Yeah, that's right. I was Deputy Director of Policing, terribly sensible, and it was a great job and all the rest of it. And then, so I did that for quite a long time, that's like 20 years. And then I had then I had children very rapidly, one after another, and I'd had quite a period of maternity leave and everything. Went back to work. I just decided it wasn't for me anymore. So gave up my career. So I was then taking care of my two very young children at the time, full time, and that was great. And I was going to baby groups, and they were very nice, but they were a bit dull. But they do a thing. But but meanwhile, because I'd always loved music and I was clubber and all the rest of it, I would be, from a few weeks old, I'd been taking them to festivals and things like that. My daughter's first class when she was 4 months old. And at festivals, I noticed that I was still having a great time at festivals, but also even my little children were having a lovely time and enjoying it. And I thought, well, surely it's not the idea of being able to enjoy yourself with your children together in the same space, with enjoying music and dancing and the whole sort of social anarchic nature of it all. It's capturing some of that and perhaps bringing it in and doing it within clubs and pubs and things during this sort of winter months. So I thought I couldn't find it anywhere else. So I thought, well, I'll go ahead and actually create it and create the thing that I want to take my own family
to. Now, how is it doing it though in the afternoon, dancing away?
It's great. It's absolutely brilliant. I mean, I just caught the end there of some of the feedback from the actual party, the first party in Bristol, and little Maya Abigail, I think she captured it really well in that it's designed as much for the grown-ups as the children, and it's just lovely. So you've got all the old clubber parents who are just delighted to be hearing with great tunes, but their kids are happy too, and everybody dances together. It's just a really nice, fun thing, quite frankly. So you've got all that, we do the bubbles and the glitter cannons and this huge parachute dance. We've got the crafting going on. We've got the play areas. So there's lots of stuff to keep the kids sort of entertained as well. And then it all comes together on the dance floor, and it's sort of like wonderful sharing of great music, drum and bass, techno, you name it.
No, of course, you're not living in Bristol anymore. You've moved away. So, but you've got plans, haven't you? Or if not, it's happening already, to expand the idea across the country?
That's right. I mean, it was fantastic. I mean, we actually started where I now live in London about 3 years ago. Yeah. We came to London for a while. But now it's actually really taking off across other cities. I mean, it's been wonderful launching my hometown. My family is still there. It's still very much, where I grew up. My heart is in many ways. But we've launched in Manchester ridiculously. We had our sort of Michael Eavis moment this week. The tickets went on sale for the next Manchester party and sold out in 1 second.
Glastonbury, heart out.
Right, Manchester, mad for it. But similarly in Bristol, the response has been amazing. People just absolutely, we've sold out the first party, the second party in April we sold out. The tickets have just gone on sale today for June the 19th, which is the next party in Bristol. And
listen, Hannah, we are going to have to leave it there. It's wonderful. It's such a success, and it's great to talk to you and to relive some of those dance memories in Bristol as well. That's Hannah Saunders, who's a former senior civil servant, grew up in St George, and is the founder of the Big Fish, Little Fish family raves.